Did you know that some of the longest living people in the world don't rely on expensive treatments or high-tech gadgets, but on 5 simple everyday habits? Meet Dorothy, 93 years old. She cooks, walks, dances, and even teaches poetry at her community center. Her secret? It's not luck. It's the habits she's kept for decades. Stay with me until the end, because habit number 5 is so powerful, scientists believe it can reshape your brain and extend your life by over a decade. In today's video, you'll discover 5 golden habits backed by real stories and cutting-edge research to help you stay sharp, mobile, and joyful into your 90s and beyond. Let's get started with habit 1. Move daily. Even a little means a lot. Imagine waking up to a chilly morning in small-town Ohio. The streets are quiet, a light frost kisses the windows, and the scent of cinnamon rolls wafts faintly from the bakery 3 blocks away. For most people in their late 80s, mornings are slow and stiff. But for Robert Jenkins, 88 years old, every morning begins the same way it has for the past 4 decades. He puts on his cap, tucks a newspaper under his arm, and walks to that bakery. Not because he needs bread, not even because he craves cinnamon rolls. He walks because that walk is his ritual, his pulse of life. I do it to feel alive, he says, to see the sky, smell the day, hear the gossip. That's medicine. Robert's story isn't just heartwarming, it's deeply instructive. You see, Robert never cared much for gyms. In his younger years, he worked as a mechanic, which kept him moving. But when retirement came and the silence grew louder, it was the daily walk that anchored him. And this small act, it became the heartbeat of his longevity. Science backs him up. A Harvard study found that walking just 30 minutes a day reduces the risk of heart disease by 40%. That's not a gimmick. That's life-changing. But let's go deeper. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging discovered something astonishing. Seniors who engage in consistent low-impact movement, not marathons, just movement, tend to have sharper minds, better balance, and a stronger immune response. Why? Because movement triggers everything. It gets your heart pumping, your blood flowing, your muscles flexing. But even more importantly, it tells your body, I'm still here, I'm still fighting. Let's talk about a woman named Lila, 84, from New Mexico. Her husband passed away 7 years ago. She stopped leaving the house. She stopped answering phone calls. Then one afternoon, her grandson visited and found her hunched in bed. "Grandma," he whispered, "will you walk with me?" That one walk turned into a daily ritual. 10 minutes around the block. They'd count squirrels, name the clouds, talk about anything and everything. 3 months later, Lila's doctor was stunned. Her blood pressure had dropped, her mood had lifted, and her risk of falls had decreased significantly. She got her rhythm back, the doctor said. Here's the thing. Movement isn't about fitness, it's about freedom. Freedom to carry your groceries without help. Freedom to reach for the top shelf. Freedom to dance at your granddaughter's wedding. And no, you don't have to jog or deadlift weights. You can start making changes today with these steps. 1. Start with a 10-minute walk after meals. 2. Use stairs instead of the elevator. 3. Do gentle stretches each morning, or dance in your living room to your favorite tune. Seriously, just move. And Robert once said, "The bakery knows I never buy anything. They still wave and smile when they see me coming. That walk, that connection, it keeps me from disappearing." If you're watching this and thinking, "But I haven't moved like that in years," I want you to pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, could today be your first step? Leave us a comment below. What movement will you try today? Is it a walk, a stretch, even just lifting your arms to the sky? Because movement is a declaration, I am still here. The next is habit 2. Eat real, colorful, whole foods. Interview Carlos Mendez. He is 92 and lives in a sun-drenched village in Portugal. Each morning he steps into his small stone garden. Tomatoes hang heavy on the vine. Basil perfumes the breeze. He picks what he needs. Nothing more, nothing less. He eats slow. He eats colorfully. He eats with joy. His plate is a rainbow. Ruby tomatoes, emerald greens, golden olive oil. There's fish from the local market, crusty bread, and a modest glass of red wine. I eat what my father ate, Carlos shrugs, and he lived to be 96. What Carlos practices is not a trend, it's tradition. And science confirms the Mediterranean diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, fish, whole grains, and healthy fats, reduces the risk of early death by 30%. But beyond statistics, there's something sacred in the ritual of eating well. A Harvard study revealed that seniors who eat more leafy greens, berries, and nuts experience lower rates of dementia, diabetes, and heart disease. Think about it. Your food shapes your future. Carlos isn't alone. Across the world in Japan, in the Okinawan Islands known for longevity, elders follow the 80% rule. They eat until they're satisfied, not stuffed. They fill their bowls with seaweed, sweet potatoes, tofu, and tea. They sit together. They share stories. Meals aren't rushed. They're celebrated. Compare that to rushed meals in front of a television, processed snacks, sugary drinks, overeating not from hunger, but from habit. We've forgotten the art of eating. Let me tell you about Nora, 79, from Georgia. For years, she lived off microwave dinners and takeout. Her arthritis worsened. Her energy dropped. Then one day, her church hosted a Cooking for Longevity workshop. Curious, she attended. That workshop changed her life. She learned how to roast vegetables, how to make hearty lentil stews, how to read labels. Her kitchen became her healing place. She now eats with intention. Food became my medicine, Nora said, and I haven't felt this strong in decades. Here are small changes that can transform your plate. 1. Replace white bread with whole grains. 2. Snack on almonds or walnuts instead of chips. 3. Add berries to your breakfast. 4. Make one meal a day fully plant-based. 5. Drink water throughout the day. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses. And most importantly, slow down. Savor each bite. Eat with gratitude. Food is not the enemy. Food is the path back to vitality. Carlos' secret isn't just olive oil, it's mindfulness, simplicity, consistency. So ask yourself, what's one food swap you can try this week? What's one dish you can prepare that brings both nourishment and joy? Drop your answer in the comments. We'd love to cheer you on. Because every bite is a chance to heal. Every meal is a vote for your future. Come to Habit 3, challenge your mind. Never stop learning. Imagine this. It's a quiet afternoon. You're sitting at your kitchen table with a cup of tea that's gone lukewarm. The clock ticks steadily. The sunlight spills across the floor like a memory that doesn't quite stick. You pick up the crossword puzzle, but halfway through a clue, your mind drifts. Not out of boredom, but from a faint ache of something missing. Not your health, not your family, but something deeper, something like curiosity, the spark. Evelyn knows that feeling all too well. Evelyn, 81, lives alone in Seattle now. Her home used to echo with jazz records and George's voice, her husband of 55 years. When George passed, her world dimmed. She still made tea for 2 out of habit, still glanced at his chair when something funny happened on TV. But the silence grew unbearable. The walls felt tighter each day. Her daughter noticed. "Mom," she said one Sunday over FaceTime, "why don't you try something new? Just for you, just to keep your mind busy." Evelyn waved her off. "I'm too old to learn anything new." But loneliness has a strange way of opening doors. One rainy Tuesday, Evelyn shuffled into the community center just to get out of the house. That's where she stumbled into Art History 101. She took a seat in the back, not expecting much. But when the instructor clicked to the slide of Artemisia Gentileschi's self-portrait, something stirred. "She painted that in 1638, Evelyn whispered. She returned the next week, and the next. Soon, Evelyn was reading about the lives of forgotten women artists. She found herself at the library again, after years. Her eyes glowed with the thrill of discovery. Within a year, she began helping lead beginner sessions. At 83, she launched a small YouTube channel showcasing lesser-known female painters of the 19th century. "It's not about subscribers," she says. "It's about purpose." "I thought my life was over when George died," Evelyn says, "but learning reminded me I still have so much left to give." This isn't just a feel-good anecdote, it's backed by hard science. A landmark study in the journal Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience followed over 280,000 people aged 40 to 69 for 7 years. Those who took adult education classes had a 19% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those who didn't. Why? The key is something called fluid intelligence, your ability to adapt, recall, and solve new problems. Dr. Zaldi Tan, neurologist at Cedars-Sinai, explains, when you engage in learning, your brain forms new connections. It's like exercise, but for your neurons. And that mental workout does more than prevent memory loss. Enhances reaction time, boosts logical and visual reasoning, strengthens language and sentence construction, fortifies emotional resilience, builds confidence and purpose. It's called neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to change, grow, and adapt at any age. And it's real. And the next interview, Harold. Harold, 78, lives in Kansas City. He spent 4 decades fixing pipes. Books weren't my thing, he joked. I like solving problems with my hands. But after a minor stroke at 75, Harold's doctor urged him to find a way to stay mentally active. His grandson suggested Duolingo, French of all things. French? At my age, Harold laughed. But something about the challenge stuck. He downloaded the app. The first week was brutal. Je suis fatigué, he groaned to the app's chirpy owl. But he kept at it, 15 minutes a day, then 30th. Soon he was watching French cooking videos with subtitles, listening to Edith Piaf on old speakers, ordering croissant at the bakery with a terrible accent. And then one morning, it happened. Harold's son caught him chatting, haltingly, joyfully, with a French tourist couple at the farmer's market. He stumbled over grammar, but his eyes sparkled. I saw my dad again, his son said. Not the man recovering from a stroke, the man who used to light up rooms. That's the power of learning. It's not about mastering a subject, it's about reigniting identity. You don't need a university degree to challenge your brain. Just intention, just small steps. Easy ways to exercise your mind today. Interlude 1. Learn a new skill. Try painting, photography, baking bread from scratch. 2. Watch documentaries. Start with topics you know nothing about. Be curious again. 3. Write. Journal about your past, or imagine a new story. Let memory and imagination dance. 4. Join a club, even virtually. Book clubs, language circles, history discussion groups. 5. Play Sudoku, crossword puzzles, chess. Make learning fun again. And if your hands hurt, if reading tires you out, listen to audiobooks. Call a grandchild and ask about their homework. Ask questions you don't know the answers to, because every new fact is a brick in the bridge between who you were and who you still can become. Part 4. Strengthen your balance. Add years to your life. Now let's talk about something we don't often think about until it's too late. Balance. You might not feel it slipping at first. Maybe it's a stumble on the stairs, or reaching for something and catching your breath. But here's the truth. Balance is a predictor of longevity. A recent study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people over 50 who couldn't stand on one foot for 10 seconds were twice as likely to die in the next 10 years. That's not meant to scare you. It's a wake-up call. Because balance isn't just about not falling. It's about your entire body's coordination. Your eyes, ears, muscles, joints, and brain all working in harmony. And it can be trained. Meet Mabel, she is 84, was always proud of her independence. She lived alone, drove herself to church, even volunteered at the library. But one morning while stepping into the bathtub, she slipped. She didn't break anything, but the fall rattled her. It shook me more inside than out, she confessed. She began avoiding movement, became cautious, even fearful. Her daughter brought over a balance ball and a yoga DVD. Mabel rolled her eyes. I'm not a circus act, she grumbled. But late one evening, feeling restless, she gave it a try. 10 minutes, just simple balance poses, holding onto a chair. The next day, she tried again, then again. A week later, she joined a senior Tai Chi class at the park. Today, Mabel can hold a one-leg balance for 20 seconds. She's back to gardening, climbing her porch steps with ease, and chasing her grandkids in the backyard. It's not about perfection, she says. It's about showing up for yourself. So why balance matters more than you think? Dr. Lauren Hirsch, geriatrician, says that poor balance isn't just a symptom, it's a signal, a red flag. It tells us when something deeper might be off, like vision, nerve function, or even early cognitive decline, she says. Balance reflects your overall vitality. When it declines, so does your confidence, your mobility, your joy. But here's the good news. Balance can be rebuilt, like any other muscle. And balance exercises you can start today to change. One-leg stand, hold on to a chair, stand on one leg for 10 seconds, switch sides, repeat. 2, heel-to-toe walk. Walk a straight line, heel touching toe each step. Great for posture and coordination. 3, stair march. Use stairs to build leg strength and reflexes. 4, gentle yoga or tai chi. Boosts balance, flexibility, and focus. 5, dance. Yes, dance. Put on music and move. Let your body remember joy. And don't forget, install grab bars in the bathroom. Use night lights in hallways. Check your shoes. Are they steady? Talk to your doctor about medications that might affect stability. Balance isn't about standing still. It's about staying upright in motion, about trusting your body again. So here's a challenge. Every time you brush your teeth, stand on one foot. That's 2 minutes of balance training every day. And remember Mabel's words. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself. And in the comments, can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds? Try it now and tell us how it went. No shame, just progress. Because every second of balance is a step toward freedom. And finally, part 5, stay connected. Loneliness is the hidden killer. There are some aches the doctor can't diagnose. You can be surrounded by comfort, your home, your books, your routine, and still feel something hollow echoing through the day. You cook enough for 2 out of habit. You laugh at something on TV, but there's no one beside you to say, "Did you hear that?" This isn't just loneliness. It's something quieter and deeper. Disconnection. Meet Margaret, 85, from Vermont. Knows it too well. Her husband passed away 6 years ago. For a while, Margaret thought she was managing fine. She still made it to church, still fed her cat, but the days stretched out longer and heavier. She didn't notice when her laughter stopped, when she began eating dinner in silence with only the radio. Then one afternoon, her neighbor slipped a flyer under her door. Knitting circle at the community hall, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Margaret had never knit a day in her life, but the next week something compelled her to go. Maybe it was the flyer, maybe it was the weight of another quiet Wednesday. She sat down at the circle of women, some widowed, some divorced, some just restless like her. The yarn tangled, her fingers fumbled, but by the end of the hour she was laughing again. "I didn't even notice how long it had been since I heard myself laugh," she said. What Margaret experienced wasn't just emotional, it was biological. Researchers at the University of California found that older adults with strong social ties are 50% more likely to live longer than those who are socially isolated. Why? Because connection releases powerful hormones, oxytocin and serotonin, that buffer stress and inflammation. Disconnection, meanwhile, increases cortisol levels, damages the immune system, and raises the risk of heart disease, stroke, cognitive decline, depression. Loneliness can sneak up on anyone, even those surrounded by people. What matters is feeling understood. Here's how to build connection into your daily life. 1. Make a weekly call. Pick one friend or relative. Make it a ritual, a weekly check-in. 2. Join a group. Local clubs, senior centers, churches. These places aren't just for fun, they're lifelines. 3. Volunteer. Read to children. Help at a food pantry. Purpose makes you feel alive. 4. Reconnect. Reach out to an old friend. Say, "I was thinking about you." Simple, honest, enough. 5. Write letters. Handwritten notes are treasures in a world of texts, and often they begin beautiful new exchanges. Still unsure? Try the Coffee Invitation Challenge. Each week, invite one person for coffee, a walk, or a video chat. No agenda, just presence. Let's take a breath. You've now walked through 5 golden habits for living not just longer, but brighter, fuller, deeper. You've met Robert, whose morning walks fill his life with laughter. Carlos, who gardens on a Mediterranean diet. Evelyn, who rediscovered her curiosity at 81. Mabel, who reclaimed balance, both physically and emotionally. And now Margaret and Franklin, proof that our hearts, like our muscles, grow stronger through connection. So what does it all mean? It means this. Aging is not a decline. It is a call to rise into new wisdom, to find joy in the ordinary, to surprise yourself with what still stirs your soul. You are not invisible. You are not finished. You are growing bolder. These 5 habits aren't magic pills. They're small, steady choices, each one a thread in the tapestry of a rich, resilient life. Move your body, not for fitness, but for freedom. Eat whole, beautiful foods, not for diet, but for dignity. Challenge your mind, not for mastery, but for meaning. Strengthen your balance, not for show, but for strength. Stay connected, not for chatter, but for the quiet warmth of belonging. You don't need to do them all at once. Start with one. Let it open a door, then another. And when doubt whispers, remember this. There are people your age writing books, starting businesses, falling in love, learning Spanish, dancing, teaching, exploring, healing. Why not you? Which habit speaks to you most today? Type the number in the comments. Let's start today. And if you found something valuable here, something that touched your heart or made you think, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video with someone who needs it. Because the truth is this, longevity is not about luck. It's about love, of life, of learning, of each other. See you next time, where we'll take on a 7-day Brain Boost Challenge. Until then, stay curious, stay connected, and above all, stay bold. We're rooting for you with all our heart. Dear Seniors Life.